quickly, and I'm going to fly through this thing, so if you want me to stop at any point, I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights. Aquatics, we hosted over 120,000 visitors to our pools this year, and we had 300 swim lesson classes. That's up from last year, and we're trying to continue to grow that. Our sports fields, as you know, we maintain 3 sports facilities now. That is somewhat of a new set for us in Parks and Recreation: Merkel, Franklin, and the Southside Complex. So we've done a lot of work at those complexes with some overseeding. And then we've also, this year, we hosted the first ever arena football game at the Joe Alvey Stadium. We managed that as well. 16,233 fans. That was quite the event. And then as we bring the youth baseball fields online, we also noticed that the grass wasn't coming in very well at B.A. Clark, and so we restarted those fields so they'll be ready in the spring for youth baseball. I'm just going to shoot through again, like I said, pretty quickly. 97 teams for Flag Football League. Our Flag Football League is exploding at the seams. It's a very, very popular program. We have great people that run that program. Lots of youth in summer camp. And tennis is getting really popular right now, and that's really neat to see. There's a lot of young people involved in tennis, and you can see almost a 10% increase on the tennis side. Field allocation, so we manage those 3 facilities, plus we manage a lot of facilities for the school district as well, and we have to do all the field allocations. And as you can imagine, that gets a little contentious at times because we work with over 35 different user groups, and we try to get them on the fields. And oftentimes there's more demand than we have supply. And so that gets a little bit of challenge, becomes a little bit of a challenge. But we've started a process now where we allocate those fields. We just finished that process within the last month, and they're allocated for all of next year. So everybody knows what's coming in advance. And then about 21,000 hours of use by different user groups citywide. We also work with 10 different organizations to provide that we work with, and they provide senior and youth services. And so you see those all across there, and I'm sure you're familiar with them because they're in your neighborhoods. Corbin East Central, Hilliard, Mid-City Concerns, Northeast Youth Center, Peaceful Valley, Cento, Southside, and West Thunder Community Center. So that was a big point of conversation this year with the Park Board as they went through the budget process. These are great organizations. We really like the fact that we get to partner with them. They provide us great services. The Corbin Arts Center as well had a great 2011 spring camp program. Revenue was up 15% in that program. And it's a real challenging thing in Parks and Recreation. We get our revenue from 2 main sources, the 8% that comes from the general fund, the rest of it comes from our programs. And it's really difficult to grow those programs and increase revenue in this economy. So that's a significant increase of 15%. And we also participated in the Art Fest. We had a Make It Art booth at Coeur d'Alene Park. The Moore Turner Heritage Gardens, again, I'm sure you're familiar with. It's an amazing place. We had a really nice success this year. The Spokane Landmarks Commission awarded a certificate of appropriateness for the as-built plans, essentially saying that the gardens were restored historically appropriately, and all the plantings were appropriate as well, and that's very significant. If you ever see Lynn Mandyke, shake her hand. She's the one that pulled all that off. It was really amazing. We also designated the Edgewood Wilson Park this year, back in May. So Pioneer Park is now Edgewood Wilson Park. Therapeutic Recreation, they had their first annual softball game at the Dwight Merkel Sports Complex, the new softball field, against Cheney Parks and Recreation. Won that game, by the way. And then also sent iron pumper, powerlifter Mike Van Zee to Athens, Greece for the World Special Olympics. And I don't know if you're a West Central, and when Mike was honored, and it was a pretty amazing moment. I think one of the neatest things that happened all year. And we also do a lot of things in the park planning and special projects areas. Polly Judd Park, the Pancake Shelter got completed this year. Worked with a lot of different groups on things like the Gathering Place at Chief Gary Park, and then administered projects for Peaceful Valley and Grant Park. We also had the new light fixtures at Corbin Park, picture of those there, and we have 2 more of those in now to be installed soon. I worked with Spokanimal on the design process for the dog park at Highbridge Park. Friends of Manitou, they're doing quite a bit of a fundraiser, and I'm running out of time.
3 seconds left.
Talk faster.